I mean, it was sort of expected given the private capex numbers that we recently got. What do you make of this?
Right, yes. Well, it was expected that it would go up. In fact, the initial figure for this period was 1.6%. And economists, an average of economists, were looking for growth to 1.9%. So going right up to 2.7% is a really substantial upswing on what was expected, and shows that obviously the economy is really getting back into full steam. I mean, if you look around, you can see the return of tourists to Japan, for example. That's obviously one factor that's affecting it. But as you say, earlier this month, we did see quite a substantial increase in capex from private firms. So this is much more than what we expected, but it is in the direction that we expected.
Does this kind of move the needle for the BOJ at all? Because we're seeing the latest survey looking at BOJ watchers now pushing back forecasts for any adjustment to YCC.
Right. I'm not quite sure whether the Bank of Japan will take this into account when they're making their decision. As you mentioned, we've just had this new survey ahead of their meeting next week. And the big takeaway from that is that there are far fewer people expecting any change at this point. And those that do expect a change are more likely to expect it next month in July, or in fact later in the year, or even next year. So it's difficult to say exactly what will happen. But in any case, nothing is expected for the time being by most economists.